Attorney, how prepared is the House in the event that Vice President Duterte shows up next week umattend ng SONA? Kasi di ba sinabi na niya na hindi siya dadalo sa SONA sa ikalawang pagkakataon?
Ma'am, meron na po bang dun sa mga nauna nang na-invite, may mga additional po bang personalities na nag-confirm at nagsabi rin na hindi sila makakapunta? Kasi earlier, sabi ni Secretary General Velasco, yung OVP daw, nagsabi na hindi makakapunta ang Vice Presidente.
Ang ginamit niya actually word ay nakakulong siya dahil sa Marites.
Nakakulong dahil. Well, yung statement ni VP ay base sa Marites. Ang kaso doon sa ICC ay ayon sa ebidensya.
For today, we have Attorney Princess Abante, House of Representatives spokesperson. Ma'am, please proceed with your opening remarks.
Maulan na hapon sa atin lahat. I hope everyone is safe and dry. Of course, our media friends are here, and to everyone else that are watching via the social media accounts, I hope all of you are safe. We are a week away from the State of the Nation address, and the House of Representatives conducted earlier its final coordination meeting to iron out other details for next week's SONA, and I'm happy to announce that most of the preparations are already finalized. Just some matters na lang na kailangan i-check. I think in a while the interagency delegation will have a walkthrough in the House of Representatives. But other than that, we are all set. We are looking forward for the President's report to the country, and we are inviting everyone to stay tuned in the different media outlets and social media accounts so that all of us will hear what the President will report as to the developments of our country and what we will be expecting in the next coming months. I am now ready to take your questions.
Thank you, Attorney Princess. We will begin with questions from Ross Cas of UNTV.
Good afternoon po, Attorney. Since maulan po ngayong araw na to and may mga nakaka-apektong weather system sa bansa sa mga nakalipas na araw, paano po naka-apekto itong weather conditions natin sa SONA preparations?
Well, sa ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung preparations natin. Hindi naman siya naaantala. Of course, we will keep on monitoring yung developments ng ating panahon sa mga susunod na araw. Pero as of today, tuloy-tuloy at wala namang disruption sa mga preparations.
Ano pong worst case scenario in relation with weather conditions ang pinaghahandaan ng interagency task force para sa Fort SONA?
Well, I'll have to check later kung magkakaroon ng iba pang mga developments sa ating weather. But sa ngayon, we are preparing na tuloy-tuloy at matutuloy ang SONA as prepared.
Alright, pero meron po bang any contingencies if ever na bagyuhin o kaya po ay mas lumala po yung epekto ng habagat sa July 28 po na mismong SONA ng Pangulo?
I would suppose there will be some contingency on how the SONA will be delivered in the event na mas lumala ang ating panahon. Pero kung ano yung mga detalye nun, wala pa ako.
Does it mean po, Attorney, na walang possibility na mapostpone ng anumang physical gathering for the SONA of the President?
Sa ngayon, wala pa naman pong ganung uusap pa doon sa postponement of the physical gathering for the SONA.
Earlier po, na-mention po ni Secretary General na kompleto na po yung guest list for SONA. Ilang libo po ba inaasahan nating bisita?
Wala ako nung actual numbers ng mga naimbitahan at mga nagkumpirma. Pero in last year, I think that was one of the most attended SONA that we've had in recent history. If I remember, around more than 1,500 last year yung nag-confirm na mag-attend. And we are expecting that the numbers will be similar to that. I cannot give you exact figures as of yet.
Last on my part na lang po, meron po bang necessity na mag-upgrade ng security measures ang batasang pambansaang Kamara para po sa SONA or same lang ng security measures na ipinatupad last year?
Yeah, definitely. I think napag-usapan din naman yan kanina. Yung security measures for the SONA has already been finalized. It would be more or less the same as last year. Of course, there will always be adjustments on various situations or concerns, but just the same, the security group are all prepared for next week's SONA.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Ross. We now recognize Mela Lismoras from PTV4.
Hi, good morning po, Attorney Princess. Follow-up lang po dun sa mga SONA questions ni Ate Rose. So, meron po bang any security threats na binabantayan?
Sa ngayon, wala naman akong alam specifically na binabantayan. Of course, the Philippine National Police and I would suppose the Presidential Security Group are always prepared for any security threat, no? But any specific, well, I have no information.
Opo. And ma'am, meron na po bang dun sa mga nauna nang na-invite, may mga additional po bang personalities na nag-confirm at nagsabi rin na hindi sila makakapunta? Kasi earlier, sabi ni Secretary General Velasco, yung OVP daw, sabi na hindi makakapunta ang Vice Presidente. May mga nadagdag po bang pangalan na nag-confirm na pupunta or nag-confirm na hindi pupunta?
Wala akong information sa mga nag-confirm at hindi nag-confirm sa side ng House, no. I've seen the reports of those who made their statements that they will not attend, but any confirmation on that wala akong data.
Opo. Ma'am, nung weekend, naglabas lang po kayo ng statement about, yun nga, House confirms compliance with Supreme Court, reiterates constitutional adherence in impeachment process. May I ask kung nabigay na po today yung physical copy nung tugon ng House sa Supreme Court, and can you just elaborate for soundbite purposes lang po yung naging statement po about this?
Yes, last Friday, the House of Representatives through its counsel, the Solicitor General already filed its compliance with the Supreme Court on the constitutionality of the initiation of the impeachment proceedings. That was done via it was electronically filed. Yung physical filing, I think they attempted this morning, but because of the weather situation, mukhang nahirapan ata sila. So, we are awaiting some updates. At most, baka via registered mail ma-file today.
Opo. And ma'am, after nito, ano yung inaasahan nating susunod na mangyayari dito nga sa impeachment proceedings?
Well, dun sa Supreme Court case, I guess we will just have to await on the next steps by the Supreme Court. But for the Senate, we await for the start of the trial as mandated by the Constitution.
Opo. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kuya Red.
Thank you, Mela. Let's now hear from Kat Porbes from Radyo Pilipinas.
Magandang hapon po, Attorney Princess. One question lang po on my part. Ang House of Representatives po ba, meron pong gumugulong ba na relief operations para po sa mga naapektuhan ng bagyong Krising at Habagat po?
Yes. Speaker Martin Romualdez already activated the quick relief and response operation. He's coordinating with other members of the House that would need assistance para sa kanilang mga constituents, sa kanilang mga distrito, sa maaring naapektuhan dito sa bagyo. I understand meron ng iilan na nag-communicate sa office ni Speaker Martin, and the Speaker, as in his capacity as member of the House of Representatives, will help in assisting the other members in coordinating with the various agencies of the national government para makahingi ng mga relief goods and other assistance na pwede mabigay sa mga constituents nila. Wala ako nung information pa kung sino-sino mismo yung mga yon. I understand there are those that have communicated from Palawan and others from the National Capital Region.
Thank you, Kat. Janesca Pantis next from GMA Online.
Good afternoon po, Attorney. On my part po, yung may statements si Vice President Sara Duterte over the weekend, she said na based on rumors or gossip, yung detention po ni former President Duterte sa The Hague. So, may basihan po ba yung ganitong comment from the Vice President?
Ang comment niya based on rumors and...
ang ginamit niya actually word ay nakakulong siya dahil sa Marites.
Nakakulong dahil... Well, yung statement ni VP ay base sa Marites. Ang kaso doon sa ICC ay ayon sa ebidensya. Siguro doon tayo tututok kung ano yung pinagbabasihan ng mga reklamo. Hindi ito galing sa anumang chismis. Ito ay galing sa mga ebidensya at mga testimonies ng mga witnesses.
Follow up lang po. She also said that ICC should let go of this case. Bitawan nyo na. That's what she said. Kasi dapat mga Pilipino lang daw po ang nagde-decide tungkol sa kaso ni former President Duterte. Having said that, reasonable ba yung ganung appeal ni Vice President Duterte considering that there is no pending case filed against the former president here in the Philippines?
Well, the House of Representatives are not hindi naman involve ang House sa ICC case. In fact, time and time again, sinabi na rin naman ng mga members of the House na hindi sila nakialam at nakikialam doon sa kaso sa ICC. So, hindi rin, wala din sa saklaw ng House of Representatives yung hinihingi ni Vice President Sara, pero bilang abogado, tingin ko alam naman din niya kung paano yung proseso sa mga ganitong klasing mga judicial bodies, ano yung dapat nilang gawin. They have their defense lawyer to assert that before the court.
Thank you po. That's all.
Thank you, Janesca. Dwight De Leon from Rappler is next.
Hello po, good afternoon, Attorney. Attorney, magkano yung ginastos ng House of Representatives for this year's State of the Nation address? Maalala na natin last year, nagkaroon or nakatanggap ng kritisismo yung House. Siguro confusion kung paano kinastos yung 20 million budget. This year ba, ano yung budget natin para sa SONA?
Unfortunately, wala ako nung figures nung budget for the SONA. But as far as I know, yung mga allocated na budget for the SONA katulad ng mga nabanggit last year, it's not just to be spent on that day. Budget for the whole preparation for the SONA, and also may iba't ibang ahensya din na naghahanda para sa SONA. So kung yung specific figures, wala akong mabibigay sa ngayon.
Okay po. Attorney, how prepared is the House in the event that Vice President Duterte shows up next week umattend ng SONA? Kasi di ba sinabi na niya na hindi siya dadalo sa SONA sa ikalawang pagkakataon?
Ready naman po ang House of Representatives to welcome all officials of the government to attend the SONA, especially bilang isang Vice President. Dapat din kasama rin naman sa kanyang tungkulin na makinig sa magiging report ng ating Presidente. The House of Representatives is ready to welcome for her to attend and listen to the report of the President.
On another matter, last week, ang COMELEC approved the substitution sa Tingog, allowing Congresswoman Nieda to be back in the House of Representatives. Can you just explain po, Attorney, how did this happen? Kasi isn't she already on her fourth term by next Congress? Ano po yung explanation doon?
Unfortunately, I cannot explain it as House spokesperson because yung decision on that was by the COMELEC. On the part of the House, I do not even have the information if we have received any official communications from the COMELEC on the matter. Personally, I have read through various news outlets of the update, but on the specifics and legality, hindi ko pa siya ma-discuss as of today.
Okay, pero ma'am, ano na lang yung siguro sentimiento nyo as House spokesperson doon syempre sa mga kritisismo na mas nag-e-enable ng political dynasty yung ganitong ginawa na pag-angat kay Congresswoman Nieda bilang representative again of Tingog. So now, Speaker Romualdez, yung kanyang anak na si Andrew Julian, and also Congresswoman Nieda, they will all be part of the 20th Congress.
The House of Representatives will only accept kung ano yung mga rulings ng COMELEC in situations like this. The House doesn't determine who are those that will be who are the from the nominees of the party list kung sino yung uupo. It is based on the proclamations from the COMELEC. So as to opinions, hindi naman nagbibigay ng ganyang klaseng opinion ng House so far on that.
Okay pa. Thank you po.
Thank you, Dwight. Darlene K. from GMA7, please go ahead with your questions.
Magandang umaga po. Ma'am, sa follow-up lang ako dun sa SONA preparations. Last year, nag-release yung House of Representatives ng guidelines tungkol sa mga susuotin ng mga attendees. And I remember last year, may mga umalma doon sa guideline on protest clothing. This year po ba, may similar guideline po ba tayo? O ano po yung gusto nating sabihin na reminders?
Actually, hindi ko siya nakita masyado. Pero, of course, the SONA is an important event. Importante yung report ng Pangulo sa mamamayan. And while we welcome everyone that will be attending, we expect everyone to be in the proper attire and decorum.
Follow-up lang, ma'am. Last year kasi natatandaan ko merong specific guideline on yung mga words na
Yes.
or statement na ma-print or malalagay sa damit or anumang part of clothing. May ganun din po ba this year? Na pagbabawal?
Hindi ko specifically pa siya na tignan. Again, it would fall on decorum din, no? Na siguro sa pagrerespeto ng proseso ng SONA ay maging respectful din tayo sa ating decorum din dito pagpasok ng House.
Are you done with your questions, Darlene? Thank you, Darlene. Rosalie Casigan from UNTV.
Mag-follow up lang po on impeachment. May we know for the record, ano po yung naging tugon ng House dun po sa hinihinging information and documentation po ng Supreme Court on the impeachment case?
Nilinaw ng House of Representatives sa Supreme Court na lahat ng naging actions ng House of Representatives ay ayon sa internal rules and regulations nito at ng konstitusyon. Yung tatlong impeachment complaints na na-receive ng December were acted upon within the 10 session day requirement of the Constitution. And the fourth impeachment complaint was acted upon also within the bounds of the Constitution as well, where we had 215 members of the House of Representatives signing before the Secretary General the complaint before it was transmitted to the Senate. And dun sa ibang matters that were asked by the Supreme Court, these were actions done within the internal rules and regulations of the House of Representatives, which fall under its legislative powers as a co-equal body.
Ano po yung particular na response nyo po dun sa hinihingi ng Korte Suprema in relation with kung nabigyan ba ng opportunity si VP Duterte na sagutin yung po mga ebidensya na inihain laban sa kanya? Kung nasuri po ba ng mga House members yun pong mga articles of impeachment bago po pirmahan at i-transmit sa Senate? At kung ano po yung batayan ng kapangyarihan ni Secretary General para po wag i-transmit agad yung impeachment complaints sa Office of the Speaker?
Sinisiguro ng House of Representatives na yung right to due process ni Vice President Sara ay natugunan sa buong proseso. At lahat ng mga naging actions ng House of Representatives ay pasok sa internal rules and regulations na ginawa nito regarding the initiation of the impeachment complaint. It is imperative also to recall that the initiation of an impeachment complaint lies solely with the House of Representatives.
Yun po yung paliwanag nyo po dun sa binigyang diin ng House na meron pong exclusive authority on internal deliberations?
Yes. Opo. Na lahat naman po yan ay ayon dun sa kapangyarihan ng House sa paggawa nila ng kanilang internal rules and regulations at pasok din ito sa kapangyarihan ng House of Representatives na binibigay ng saligang batas.
Ma'am, sorry, pa-follow up lang din po. Kasunod din po doon kay Ate Rose, yung tungkol sa 10 session days, para mas maliwanagan lang po, paano po ba yung system?
According sa Constitution, nire-require na ang impeachment complaint must be included in the order of business within 10 session days, which was followed according to the schedule of the House of Representatives.
Can you elaborate lang po paano po ba, how it works yung one session day, second session day na natapos?
May schedule naman ng sessions ang House eh. So, yung dates of when it fell, pasok siya dun sa mga session days. Wala lang sa akin yung detalye nung per complaint kung ilan siya per na session day. Wait lang, nasan ba?
Pero iba po yung calendar days dun sa session days.
Yes, magkaiba yung calendar days. Iba yung session days. Pag suspended ang session, hindi siya kasama sa session day. Kaya nga, I'm looking for yung listahan nung per complaint kung ilang session day siyang pumasok. But definitely, I think the first complaint was within 9 session days siya nung naipasok sa order of business.
So tama ma'am, no? Kapag suspended lang, hindi pa siya counted as session day, dapat adjourned. Tama?
Yes.
Thank you, Rose. And sino pang next? Si Lenesca again. Go ahead.
Sorry. Clarification lang po dun sa session days. So yung first 3 po, na complaints, lahat na aktuhan within 10 session days. Would that be correct?
Yes. All of them were acted on within 10 session days.
Meaning po na calendar, tama po. Na UB. Nalagay po sa OB, tama po.
They were transmitted to the Speaker of the House and included in the order of business within 10 session days.
Okay po. Sa yung second po, ma'am, you mentioned na yung the circumstances surrounding the filing of the impeachment, lahat according to internal rules and regulations. Tama po ba na in accordance din sa internal rules and regulations of the House na decision po ni SecGen kung is decision po kung ire-refer sa Justice Committee or hindi ire-refer sa Justice Committee?
That was not said in the pleading filed. All that was said that all matters that were conducted in the initiation of the impeachment proceedings were done in compliance with the internal proceedings of the workings of the House.
Kung parang kung naaktuhan po yung tatlo. So kasi ang contention po ng House, 'di ba, if I remember it right, hindi na initiate yung tatlo kasi hindi naman siya na refer sa House Committee on Justice. So nandun po ba yun sa complaint?
Hindi. Yung tatlo kasi na siya naging moot na siya because of the 4th complaint So they were archived. Yun yung kwento nun, diba? 1, 2, 3, and then may 4th. When they were transmitted and included in the order of business, they were later on archived because it became moot due to the 4th complaint.
Thank you, Marian and Lenesca. Gab Lalo from Philippine Daily Inquirer. Go ahead.
Sorry, clarify ko lang kasi sabi niyo po na-calendar po yung 3 complaints. Nasa OB po siya. Order of business.
Within 10 session days.
Kasi ma'am, naalala ko lang, kaya ako lang may tatanong. Kasi nung February 3, na-interview po namin si SecGen at ang sabi niya, ito po yung quota, it's still with me but we have to act on it this week. We will act on it this week, itong week ito ang deadline. Ibig sabihin, nasa kanya pa po yung 3. Ang hinihintay niya po kasi nun, yung pang-4 po na complaint. Ibig sabihin po ba, between February 3 to February 5, naibigay siya kay Speaker and then si Speaker pinakalendar po agad?
Let me review my notes on the schedule kasi wala pa ako niyan during that time, no. Ang naalala ko na they were acted upon within the 10 session day requirement by the Constitution, which all were on February 5.
So ibig sabihin po, February 3 kasi nakausap namin si SecGen, nasa kanya pa raw po yung 3. And then February 4 po na ipasa kay Speaker. Kasi
I can only speak based on records.
Apo.
Yun lang yung pwede kong i-discuss technically, kung yung mga naging statements po ni SecGen, I understand meron mga naging previous interviews, but I can only speak based on records.
In the record show, ma'am, that They were on-
that all impeachment complaints were compliant with the Constitution and the internal rules and regulations.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Gab. Next is Mabik Trinidad from Abante Radio.
Good afternoon po. Technical lang po itong question ko. Ang proseso ho ba ng pag-i-invite, kahit hindi pumunta, ini-invite? For example, si Senator Bato, nagpasabi na siya na hindi siya pupunta. Si VP Sara, of course we know, hindi na siya pupunta. Pero meron pa rin ho ba silang invitation?
Hindi ko sure, pero yes, kasi bilang as the Vice President and a Senator of the Philippines, yes, I understand they were also given an invitation. I don't know if they have confirmed formally that they will not attend. I think meron namang may confirmation, di ko lang sure. So, but yes, they will still be invited and they were invited.